Yo, what is up, YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about should you pull for the upcoming banner, which is going to be available for Seiun Sky and Seiun Suzuka and Tamano Cross. Now, we could talk about the cards pretty quickly because these are cards that we already have. We've had for a while now. The first card is Seiun Suzuka SSR support card. If you are like a new player, you're looking to reroll, this is probably going to be a lot better than the current banner, which has Kawakami Princess and Hishiakibono, because at the very least, you have a speed card and a stamina card. That said, what is Seiun Suzuka? What is Tamamo Cross? What are they good for if you do happen to pull for them? I don't think this is a banner that you should pull for. Like, if you have any carrots saved up, there's no real point to, like, pull for this. Obviously, if you're re-rolling, though, you might pull this card. Seiun Suzuka is more or less a frontrunner skill hint card. She has a lot of very valuable skill hints for frontrunners pretty much exclusively. Frontrunner straightaways, frontrunner corners. You have Rosy Outlook, which is a nice consistent heal on medium distance tracks. Fast paced is very good. It's the white version of Escape Artist, which is highly regarded as a very good skill for frontrunners. You have frontrunner savvy. At the same time, you also have focus. So there's at least 6 really good frontrunner skills here for Seiun Suzuka to offer as a skill hint. On top of this, she also offers left-handed, which is going to be relevant for upcoming Champions Meet whenever you do have a left-handed track. Also, it's a nice speed green skill as well, which is always very valuable. So Seiun Suzuka is a very, very decent, very good card, especially if you have her at 0 limit break, but pretty much exclusively for front runners. If you do have like Maximum Break Sweep Tosho, Maximum Break King Halo, right? These cards are just going to be better as generic stat sticks because Sweep Tosha has 10% training effectiveness. She has skill hint bonus. King Halo has speed and power bonuses as well as 5% training effectiveness. They together have better stat training multipliers than Seiun Suzuka. However, again, if you're running a front runner, if you're trying to build one, Seiun Suzuka is definitely like a very valid replacement, even at 0 limit break, right? 1 limit break is pretty decent too, but even at 0 limit break, I would say for front runners, she's definitely worth considering running. Special week, this is an event card that you may or may not have, but Biko Pegasus as another card to compare Seiun Suzuka with is another card that's generically going to be better than Seiun Suzuka as a stat stick, boasting a 15% training effectiveness from 0 limit break. But again, she has her niche in being a nice frontrunner card. Moving on from Seiun Suzuka, you have Tamamo Cross. This is a SSR stamina card. She's not very good. Tamamo Cross just has no specialty priority, so she would be like a roaming support card. She would be a roaming stamina support card. And typically, if you're running stamina cards in your deck, you're running it because it's going to provide you that necessary stat to complete medium or long distance courses, right? When she has no specialty priority to speak of, she's not going to be assisting you in training that stamina that well. She's going to be kind of running around into other different training areas. And she does have 10% training effectiveness, which is cool. But again, like if you're running stamina cards, typically you're not running a roaming stamina support card. The skills that she offers are okay. You got medium corners, which is pretty good. I think Thunderbolt Step is also pretty fine. Soft Step is a medium distance heal that Tokai Teo has. It's basically whenever they move sideways, she gets like a 1.5% heal. And 1.5 million CC, I think this is like a pretty key velocity skill on certain courses. However, it's still just locked behind Tamamo Cross and being run with a card that just on its own, on its face, isn't really that great of a stat stick, just because it doesn't help you train that stamina. So I would say Tamamo Cross is a pretty huge miss. All in all, the banner for the support cards, you know, if you're re-rolling, probably better than the Kawakami Princess Hishiakibono. Other than that, like, you should not roll on this banner at all. Moving forward from that, let's talk about Seiun Sky. And I wanted to talk about the cards first because it was a pretty short explanation. But for Seiun Sky is the umamusume, one of the largest ones to wait for and to save up for that I've been saying ever since I made that video on what to save for. You should see it at the top right of my screen, but you could also see it over here. You need to save for these. If you're wondering what cards, what characters I think you should save for, pretty much this video is more or less unchanged, all the assessments here. So Seiun Sky is one of those umas that I suggested to save for. Why is that? Seiun Sky is the premier frontrunner parent. She has an insanely good unique skill. And we know how good unique skills are in terms of inheritance, in terms of getting that edge during Champions Meet or Gemini Cup. In Taurus Cup, it was very clear whoever had like a lot of good acceleration skills, redshift, shooting for victory, right? These would allow Umas to really get a leg up over the competition. So acceleration skills and unique inherits are very, very powerful. And we'll do a little demonstration, but long story short, right? Seiun Sky just has an insanely good unique skill, able to activate on just the late race, right? So you can see that it says only in the late race, it'll activate on any corner in the late race and just give them that acceleration buff. Since it's like as you enter the late race where acceleration is very, very valuable, right? Because your top speed gets jacked up way high and you need that acceleration to reach your new top speed. This is just a really good skill. Does this make Seiun Sky a good runner? Does it make her a good ace? Yes and no. Seiun Sky is a good front runner for now. Until we do get Summer Maruzensky, until we do get Valentine, Mihono, Bourban, a lot of front runners outclass Seiun Sky very shortly after. Just because, like in the case of Summer Maruzensky, she has 15% speed growth and 15% wit growth, which, oh my god, I can't talk today for some reason. 50% speed, 50% wit. You want wit on your front runners because skills are very important, okay? She has an activatable unique skill with a lot of velocity, natural heals that pretty much activate no matter the track you're on. Summer Maruzensky is very, very good. Mihono Bourban redefines on like what is a good front runner because she has stat growths exactly where you want them to be. You could run her in any distance. You could run Summer Maruzensky pretty much in any distance as well. On top of all this, she has focus in her kit, fast-paced. She has a good unique. She has front runner savvy. She has escape artist, groundwork, concentration. She has the whole 9 yards. Okay, absolutely. Seiun Sky gets outclassed as a runner, but her unique skill, what she passes down, is very, very valuable, and we'll do a little demonstration again. Until then, you have Tail Held High in potential level 4. You have Escape Artist at potential level 5. If you really like Seiun Sky, she's not a bad front runner, but she does get outclassed pretty shortly. Now, talking about angling and scheming, why is this so important? If we remember the Taurus Cup was very important to have like unique skills passed down by characters like Maruzensky or like Taiki Shuttle. Their unique skills gave you key acceleration at very critical parts of the race. However, in the upcoming Champions Meet, in the upcoming different PvP cups that are coming, this skill in particular, Redshift, is pretty bad. It doesn't really work as well. However, we can go through an example and show how angling and scheming is so much better. I have this demonstration over here. Okay, so again, acceleration in late race, very, very good. Okay, very, very rainbow, very, very good, whatever. It's very key because again, your top speed gets jacked up and you need the acceleration to reach your new top speed. Here you have the upcoming Cancer Cup, okay? This is the upcoming Cancer Cup. It's very, very close. If we take a look at Redshift, right? Where does Redshift activate? Redshift activates on the final corner, right? And just gives you acceleration then. So it'll activate as soon as over here. Notice where you are though. On the deep blue section, you are in what is called the mid race. And usually in the mid race, your top speed is capped, right? It is capped to be very low. You don't need acceleration. Acceleration does nothing if you have no top speed to reach, right? If you are already at top speed. And so the top speed in mid race is very, very low. If you look at angling and scheming, however, angling and scheming is very good because if you just zoom in, right, there is this little portion here, right, that is still considered a corner, right? This is a corner and it turns into a straight as soon as you hit this part. There is this little portion that still counts as a corner and it is within this late race sort of segment. And because of that, angling and scheming will activate as soon as you enter this late race. And that is going to give you the acceleration necessary to reach your new top speed and essentially just win the game, right? So she is very, very good here for rather Cancer Cup, right? Seiun Sky's skill is critical for Cancer Cup for frontrunners. So that's Cancer. That is the next CM. What about the other CMs? Well, we have Leo Cup over here. And Leo Cup is when you will get Summer Maruzensky, right? However, we're still just comparing apples to apples. Like angling and scheming with Redshift, right? Where do they activate? Well, if you take a look, Redshift activates on the final corner. So Redshift is not going to activate, I guess, too early. In this instance, it'll activate too late. It'll activate like a little bit into the late race. If you take a look at angling and scheming, however, this is a corner. And angling and scheming activates on any corner within the late race. So as you are in the late race here, you are still on a corner because this third corner goes into the fourth corner. Angling and scheming activates as soon as you hit the late race, which is exactly what you want, right? And you get to reach that new top speed. You get to rocket forward, right? And it's really, really good. So that's the Leo Cup. What about the other CM Cup that's coming? Well, you have Virgo. And where is Redshift going to activate? Redshift is going to activate too early. The fourth corner is the last corner, and it's well deep into the mid race where you don't have a new top speed. However, if you take a look at angling and scheming, you have this portion over here that's still a corner, right? Late race, you get the acceleration, boom, you pop off. So that's just a very clear, easy example just to show how angling and scheming is. It's very similar to Redshift in that it gives you acceleration, but it's almost all the time, and you can see this in a lot of other G1 racetracks, almost every time it's activating at a key critical moment, the acceleration is the most valuable. Angling and scheming is really good. Seiun Sky is really good. And this is only really good for frontrunners because you have to be first. You have to be first place in order for the skill to activate. So very, very valuable parent for frontrunners. I hope that was able to illustrate that for you. Yeah, that's Seiun Sky. If you want to make frontrunners, get Seiun Sky, because if you have Seiun Sky, you can fit her out with a bunch of white skills that are necessary for whatever track, and she's just going to be very, very useful, and you could borrow something else that's more valuable. Anyway, hope that was helpful to you. Leave a like and sub if that was. I'm live every day doing these guides or talking about like what banners you should do, and also failing a lot in my career runs apparently. So make sure you guys check out my live streams. Use code MAMBO for 10% off on Gamer Subs. I'll see you in the next one.